Do, 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 do. You're watching Cooking with the Munchie Mafia official.
Oh my, oh my, oh my.
Chef CV, what you cooking today? Ooh.
Hey there, Munchie Mafia! So today we are going to be learning about the culinary foundations, and this is part 2 of the mother sauces. We already did tomato sauce, and today we're going to do mayonnaise, which is a cold emulsion. And the equipment that we're going to need is a food processor and a spatula and a measuring spoon and some other tasting spoons. First, we're going to start with 2 egg yolks. These are grocery store fresh, but look at how beautiful the oranges in those eggs. So we're going to just drop those right in there. Make sure you get as much of the egg white out of it as humanly possible. Now, in order for this to become a emulsion, we need to add some other ingredients to it because the albumin and the lecithin are going to be combined together, and that's what's going to create that nice whippiness that we find in a mayonnaise. And so the way that we do that is we take a little bit of lemon juice. We're going to just squeezy right it on in there, just like so. It's about a tablespoon. And then some Dijon mustard. We're going to give it about a teaspoon. Make sure that you shake your bottle. And about a teaspoon's worth. And now we're going to also put in just a little smidge of champagne vinegar. This is optional. You can also use apple cider vinegar. You want to give it a little bit of a punchy kick, so just a little tiny splash will do ya. And then of course, we're going to put the lid on. And depending on the type of oil that you like, you can use avocado oil, you can use olive oil, whichever. Take the thing out of your food processor so you're not filling this up full of stuff, okay? Now, we're going to turn it on, but we're going to put it on for very low. And, whoops. Come on. Come on. And we're going to start to drizzle the oil in here. And what we're going to listen for is it'll start to sound really sloppy, like sloshy. If you've gotten to that point, you might have gone too far. You do not want to break this. So let's turn it on low speed and start drizzle. Very slowly, a little bit at a time. Okay, so we're going to take a look at it. This is about the halfway point because I can tell you already that it's not going to be nearly enough. Now, your color for your mayonnaise could vary because of your egg yolks. Depending on the color of your egg yolk, it should be pretty stiff where it just does not come right off. We're going to add just a little smidge more, but give it a tasty taste. Definitely needs some salt, but we're not going to add that just yet, okay? Now, if you are pregnant or you have immune disorder, you can definitely use hard-boiled egg yolk in this instead. It'll work just fine if you're worried about salmonella or food poisoning. So now let's go back to it. And we're going to just stop there for just a moment. We're going to just take a look at it. Make sure that it's not breaking. You want it to be very thick, like a mayonnaise. And as you can see, it's drizzling off and it's just sliding off the spoon just like that. So we're not quite there yet. So scrape it back in there. We're just going to add just a little tiny bit more. It's just another minute or two. The reason why you should make mayonnaise from scratch yourself is that then you get a fresh mayonnaise. You can also change the flavor profile by adding other things. I'm going to show you 2 derivatives of the mayonnaise as the mother sauce so that you can see what a sister sauce looks like. And so this usually lasts about 7 to 10 days in the refrigerator. I always make smaller batches, but this way you know what kind of oil is going in there, especially if you are trying to avoid seed oils or canola oils or some of the, not as good oil. This way you can put it all together, no preservatives and no weird additives and so on and so forth, so you can stick with a clean eating lifestyle. So we're going to just turn this back on. We're just going to give it a little whizzy whiz, just a little bit more oil. And then we'll start going for derivative number 1. And you'll be pleasantly surprised. So if you're still watching, keep watching. And this should do it. It looks nice and stiff. If you look at how it's creating these nice beautiful ribbons, I would say that that's pretty well right there. So when you hold the spoon up, that little tiny bit just starts to just slowly fall down, that little tail, and it doesn't slide off the spoon very easily. And now I'm going to add a little salt and just give it a whizzy whiz. One last time just to get that salt combined. And that's the other thing that makes this so nice, is that you get to control the amount of salt that you put into your dishes. So now, like I said, the color of your mayonnaise is going to vary on the color of your egg yolks. If you've got pale, it's going to be more white. But this is about the color that you're looking for in a quality mayonnaise. This is about a cup worth. You're going to want to put it into a container that can be sealed properly, like a mason jar or whatever you've got, and label it so that you know that 7 to 10 days it's done for, okay? All right, so we will be right back. So now that we've got our mayonnaise all done, what we're going to do is we're going to make ranch dressing from scratch. And when we were dealing with the World Cup, I guess apparently a lot of Europeans and others from other countries, from the Latin America and so on and so forth, they were enthralled with the flavor of ranch dressing. And I guess apparently there was such a huge deal about people sneaking it into their luggage and trying to take it home with them. So this is the best way to make mayonnaise from scratch. This is how, or ranch dressing from scratch. This is how I used to do it in restaurants. And you can either use fresh buttermilk or liquid buttermilk, or you can use powder. I like to use powder because I don't always have the ability to use the buttermilk in its entirety before it goes bad. So we're going to put in 2 tablespoons of buttermilk powder. And then we're going to give it a little bit of dill. You can use powdered dill or you can use fresh dill. Just use the actual leaves themselves. Just going to add copious amounts of black pepper, fresh ground, if at all possible. I usually put about a teaspoon to start and see where we land. We're going to use freeze-dried chives. You can also use fresh chives if you want, but the freeze-dried is just as good. I like it because it's shelf-stable. As much or as little as you want. Parsley flakes. Dried parsley flakes. And then we're going to take a little tiny touch of sour cream. You want to just put just a little smidge of sour cream in there. About a quarter cup. And now we're going to pulse it. Instead of whizzing it like we did when we were making it, we just want to give it a pulse. So let's just close that up. Put this on there because you don't want it to just go splattering all over the place. And we're going to just keep whizzing it up until it's thoroughly combined. Alright. Now, as usual, stuff gets all over the place up at the top of the bowl. And so we're just going to scrape it all down, mix it all together. But while we're at it, we're going to give it a tasty taste and see where it's at. Now, one thing that I forgot to bring over is just a little smidge of honey. It's going to help to cut down on some of that bitterness. About a tablespoon will do ya. Now, depending on how ranchy you like it to taste, just add however much of the buttermilk powder as you want, or use fresh, whichever. So now we're going to just whiz some more. We're going to add a little bit of minced onion right on in there. Take this out. About a tablespoon. That should do ya. Just to give it a little bit more texture. Make sure that the blade is fully stopped spinning before you open it. And let's give it a taste. Very good. You're going to want to let it rest before you start using it, just so that all the dried stuff is not so crunchy. I am going to put another tablespoon because I really want that ranchiness to really pop. Now, the other thing that you can do is you could definitely get Hidden Valley Ranch powder, like at Costco or Walmart or Sam's Club. Usually has it, and it comes in a large container. It's about a little bit bigger than this, and a little bit of that goes a long way. So now we're just going to whiz it one last time, and we should be good. Now, if you don't want to use sour cream, you can always use just plain Greek yogurt as well, just to cut back on some of the calories. There's that buttermilk taste. All right, and there we have it. So there's one more derivative that I'm going to show you, and it is the Southwestern Ranch Crema. And it's going to be for like tacos, quesadillas, taco wraps, burritos, whichever. So, be right back. So now you saw the mayonnaise, and then you saw the ranch. Now what we're going to do is a Southwestern Ranch. And you just add a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So you're going to want some cumin. like about a teaspoon. A little bit goes a long way, so 1 teaspoon. And then we're going to use a little bit of paprika. It's going to add a little bit more color to it. About half of a teaspoon of that. Valentina hot sauce. About 5 drops. 3, 4, 5 and a half. Okay. And now I put a little bit of lime juice in it. I got some key lime juice. There we go. About half of a teaspoon. Just to give it that limey taste to it. Now, oh, more sour cream. Because we want it more like a crema, more like a table cream of sorts. And then, of course, we're going to put some smoked garlic. Like a couple of cloves. A couple cloves will do you for the amount that we've got here. 2 cloves of the smoked garlic should be fine. That's one really fat clove. And then a second clove. And now we're going to put the lid back on and we're just going to whizzy this up. Just like so. Then we're going to take 1 avocado and you want to make sure that it's ripe and be very careful. You do not want to get avocado hand. So cut it. That's going to be nice. And you just squeeze it right on in there. Just 1 avocado will do ya. Just like that. And then 1 more. You can also use this for taco salads or just as just a regular salad dressing. Just like so. And now, whoops, we don't want that in there. Whizzy whiz. And there we have it. Now, we just take this out. And voila, it's nice and it's not overly thick. It's thick enough to put into a squirt bottle to squirty squirt onto your favorite taco or your favorite salad, any kind of salad that you like. And it's not going to oxidize because of the acids that's in it should keep the avocado from turning black inside. Now you could put more avocado in it if you wish. That's entirely up to you because it's going to be your food after all, right? So, clean container, and we need a clean container, and we're just going to scrape it right on in there and see how that just flows out nicely. It's a perfect consistency for a dressing of any kind or a finishing sauce for whatever you want. Now, if you really like cilantro, you can also throw in some cilantro in there, but that's up to you. When you're feeding a bunch of people, sometimes there's people that just don't want to have cilantro because of the soap gene. So, one final taste is delightful. So, there you have it, Munchie Mafia. Got a little bit of a smoky flavor from the paprika and the Valentina. And if you don't want to use Valentina, you got a different hot sauce, your favorite hot sauce, use that one. And that's going to be it for today. So, thank you all for watching. Go check out my other content. We got tomato sauce. We also have beginner knife skills and all sorts of other goodies over in our video section. So don't forget, cook with love and eat with passion. Thanks for watching.
If you haven't yet subscribed to Cooking with the Munchie Mafia official, now's that time. What's stopping you? Do